So as January 15 approaches, we are closer and closer to restoring Kuwait's sovereignty, whether by peace or whether by force.
Wall of water just come up on straight out of the line.
I'm glad to get back to the eyes or I'll never moan about no rain again.
For those who fight for it, freedom has a meaning the protected will never understand.
In a now familiar scene, the band played on as the 83 crew members said their goodbyes. It was a low-key demonstration of their concern about the imminent outbreak of war, an appropriate scene, they said, to take their peace message and hopes for a non-violent resolution to the Gulf crisis.
Hayley Lewis, she's going to win it! Hayley's going to win Australia's first gold medal! Hayley Lewis from Evans!
Mr. Foreign Minister, if the war starts in the Middle East, in the Gulf, will you attack Israel?
Yes, absolutely yes.
You'll finish whatever you start, Mr. President, but for God's sake, don't start.
The liberation of Kuwait has begun. In conjunction with the forces of our coalition partners, the United States has moved under the code name Operation Desert Storm.
As a consequence, therefore, the Australian Naval Task Force in the Gulf is now, with other members of the United Nations, cooperating in armed action to fulfil the United Nations resolution to enforce the withdrawal of Iraq from Kuwait.
Sirens just beginning here in downtown Tel Aviv, and now we're going to see what happens.
This was a cruise missile launch from the battleship Wisconsin. During the first day, more than 100 of these Tomahawks were launched. The Pentagon said over 90 hit their targets.
What was your mission? To attack an Iraqi airfield.
The South African statute book will be devoid within months of the remnants of the racially discriminatory legislation which have become known as the cornerstone of apartheid.
In Arthur attempt to find out if we just lost Saudi Arabia.
The attack came during the mid-morning rush hour in the Whitehall area in the heart of London.
You've had friends around you for a while, you don't like to lose your mate.
And another Patriot is going on. Another Patriot is taking on.
Victoria Station was packed with thousands of commuters heading to work when the blast tore through the concourse area.
Wildlife experts are working round the clock to save the helpless fur seals, drenched in oil from the slick, which is now spread along 15 kilometres of pristine coastline near Esperance.
The Allies wasted no time after the passing of the deadline. At 4 a.m. in the Middle East, ground forces were pushing into Kuwait and southern Iraq. It's clear President Bush knew Saddam Hussein wouldn't comply with the ultimatum.
If Saddam Hussein was hoping his plan to withdraw would get a sympathetic hearing, the Scud attack couldn't have come at a worse time.
The whole thing's gone. Everybody in it is either wounded or dead. There's 53 for sure. That was my unit. They're gone.
We go back to our country. Our country is freedom, okay?
I hope that we can unite and pray that success will be as swift as it is certain.
Soldiers who were willing to die for their country cried in one another's arms.
Victory for Kuwait!
But I bet our intention to overrun the country, we could have done it unopposed.
President Saddam said that Iraq had been forced back by the aggression of 30 countries, led by the United States.
Now, I don't want him embarrassed in any way, all right? No, sir. Okay, I don't want him humiliated.
And he struck me across the face real hard with a billy club.
Very happy indeed to be back home.
Aggression is defeated. The war is over.
If I've got to say one, I suppose it's all the rivers.
They told us that we were selected and that they were going to frame us.
Well, I wouldn't wish to reject that.
I'm on top of the world. I told you all along my son was innocent.
Decision is my decision. I hope it everything through.
love her really, really much.
Hip, hip, hooray!
I have accepted the consequences and have resigned.
I have always said I will not challenge Mr. Brown.
I hope you can see me today from where you are.
It's quite clear that this election is too close to call this evening.
I win. I wanted his job and I tried to take it off him. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, it's good to be back here.
Yeah. You find one of these, you're gonna win it.
It's a draw.
That is bullshit.
What are we do now?
Live every minute, guys.
Just always look forward to the next thing.
I don't think he likes seeing me. What it? Back. It's okay.
It's much easier to have a scapegoat who doesn't talk.
I owe it to myself and to my family to make a change.
It's determined to clear my name.
The jury announced that they had reached a unanimous verdict of guilty.
The protesters didn't flinch as the bull charged.
I'm feeling very well. It would now be very difficult for me to continue to work with the Aboriginal community.
I apologise to every other cyclist in Australia.
You're still surviving in your job? Oh, yes.
For 5 years, my family and I have been under fire.
The bank says, look, I'll take the house, and they still owe me the same amount of money.
Do that. Don't do that. Don't speak. Be quiet.
We're getting desperate people, people that are very hungry.
No, I'm very happy about finishing, yeah.
Gee whiz, Sims into it. It is really on now, Perk.
Just thinking.
But we saved the house.
Just a mutual agreement.
And again, I repeat those words, I'm free.
There is no agreement.
Lack of time.
Another time might have been so different. Oh, if only we could do it all again.
Name Edna
It's just another
Stay open as long as there is a Labor government.
When I get better.
the outlines still remain.
What's the
Merry Christmas to all of you.
Oh, I'm the cab driver.
My last milestone as far as my football careers go.
We're not going to appoint Nazi or communist editors.
Cyanide.
Oral kidding.
Very humbling experience.
That's let's Happy Christmas.
These are the days.
Christmas. I'm out of work.
Take them all. Hey, take